Images are a great tool to bring some life and context to the text on your pages and posts. WordPress offers several different ways of storing, sourcing, and including images in your posts, and also gives you great flexibility when it comes to deciding how those images will be displayed within the content of that post. To start off using images, we'll need a couple of images, and in the exercise files, you'll find images for just that purpose. First off, we need a post, and again, we'll go back to one of the posts we already created. I'll click on Posts here on the sidebar, and select the text formatting in WordPress post. The first step to adding an image is to place the cursor where you want that image to be. In this case, I want the image to be right off the top of the post, so I'll place my cursor at the very beginning. Then I'll go to this Upload Insert area above the post area and click on the Add an Image button. This opens the Add an Image window. From here I can choose whether I want to add an image from my computer, from a URL, or from the media library. In this case, I want to add an image from my computer. So I'll go Select Files, and then browse to that image. And I'll select this Dahlia 02 image. Click Open, and it gets uploaded to WordPress automatically. Now on some computers, this won't work properly. That's usually because they don't have Flash installed or there's some sort of conflict with Flash. In that case, you can use this button called Browser Uploader instead, and use a simple browser uploader to do the same process. Once an image is uploaded to WordPress, you get a new set of options attached to that specific image. They're pretty straightforward, but it's important to know what they are and what function they do. The title is the title of the image, so if you hover your mouse over an image when you see it on the web, you usually see the title of that image. So it should be a descriptive title that tells you what that image is. I'll change it to 2 yellow dahlias. Below that, you have the alternate text. The alternate text is also very important, but as you can see, it's not mandatory, though it should be. The alternate text is what appears if the image doesn't appear for some reason, or if the visitor is using a no images browser or a text-to-speech browser. It basically is a description of your image that can be used for people who don't see the image. In general, it should be a very specific description of the image. In this case, I'll just simply add the same text as I did in the title and put it into the alternate text. Below that, we have the caption. The caption is a block of text that's attached to the image inside your layout. It's often used for things like either an image caption or an attribution credit or something like that. In this case, we'll just say 2 dahlias again. And below that, we have the long description. The long description is not all that necessary. It would basically be a long description of the image. For instance, if you had an image of 10 people, you could type out every single person in the image. This is good for search engines and for people who are really interested, but in general, it's not that important. If we scroll further down, you'll see we have this area called Link URL, where you can click on one of these 3 buttons, None, File URL, or Post URL. These will then make the image into a link that either points to the image itself or to the post URL, but more importantly, you can put whatever you want in here. So you could, for instance, point this directly to lynda.com if you wanted to, simply by typing it out. Or you can just say none, and the image won't be a link. Under that, we have alignment, and I'll show you how that works in a second. For now, let's just set it to center. And finally, we have size. When you upload an image to WordPress, WordPress will actually make a set of versions of that image for you. It'll make a thumbnail, a medium-size image, a large-size image, and a full-size image. You can choose which one of these versions you want to use. For instance, you can say, I want to insert a thumbnail, and then you can set the link URL to the file URL, so when they click on it, they get the full-size version of it. For now, let's just leave it at full size, and then click Insert into Post. Now you see my post has that image, and it has the caption, and when I click Preview Changes, you'll see my post has an image at the top, with a caption attached to it, and then the text. Now you also see that this image is too big. It spans farther to the right than the box that contains it. So we want to resize the image. That's actually very easy to do. We go back into the edit area, click on the image, and grab the corner, and we can resize it. I can make it as small or as large as I want to. And when I click Preview Changes again, you'll see the image is now much smaller. I can also make changes to all the information I attached to begin with. If I click on the image, I get these two icons, either the edit image icon or the delete image icon. If I click on the edit image icon, I reopen this window, and now I can change the size of it, change the alignment, and change things like the text or the caption. If I now wanted to align to the left instead of the center and have the text float to the right, I just set it to left, and then I click update. And you'll see now the text floats to the right. I can also resize it more, and then click preview changes. And the image is now on the left with the text on the right. Likewise, I can swap it over to the right side by clicking edit image, change it to right, update, preview changes, and you see right away the image is now on the right with the text on the left. In addition to this, I can move the entire image to a different location. But here's something very important. If you have an image without a caption, moving the image is very easy. If you have an image with a caption, moving the image is very hard. So I suggest, before you move the image, you click on it and take the caption away. Edit image and remove the caption. If you want to keep it for later, hit Control X, which is cut, and then you cut it out. Update. The caption is now gone and we can move it. If I want to move this image down to a paragraph further down the page, I'll simply grab the image and slide it further down. Here for now. And then I'll position it next to the block quote. Now, when I click preview changes again, you'll see that the image is now next to the block quote. And if I want to, I can re-add the captioning by going to edit image, paste in the captioning, Control V, and then I can also make it into a link to the image itself. Click update, preview changes, go back into the post, and now you see the caption is back, and if I click on the image, I open the full size of the image. As you can see, adding images to your posts is a relatively simple procedure. And as with everything else in WordPress, it's extremely flexible and nothing is ever permanent. Just remember to always give your images an alternate description.